Hey guys, TK here, back at it again with another episode of Pain and Suffering. Last episode, we fought the Tutorial and friends, including Hellhound, French Dominatrix, Optimus Prime, and the Power of Magnetism. And we managed to tear apart their coccyx with only our signature 1954 model Wife Tamers. This episode, we continue our heavenly ordained mission to fist every living creature in the hemisphere into oblivion for nothing other than pure entertainment value. To catch those sorry souls up who missed part 1 or have simply forgotten due to scheduling issues, the rules of the run are quite simple. I cannot use swords of any kind, but the Second Amendment remains intact, despite setbacks, and grenades and RPG-1 launchers purchased from my local Zellers are allowed. I cannot use stealth, and I must play on Revengeance difficulty for maximum pain and minimum pleasure. Ripper mode is the hit documentary Borat in the proud nation of Kazakhstan, and health packs are not covered in the American healthcare system, lest you summon the wrath of my World of Warcraft addicted roommate.
Mom, I'm fucking pumping!
Now please join me and my masochistic tendencies once more as we fist our way through the remaining smooth brains on my hit list. Sundown Syndrome, the weakest Brazilian male, and the very definition of red-pilled and based.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
I'm fucking invincible! More! This ends here.
With Monsoon out of the way, all that stood between me and the king of Cobalt that is Elon Musk was this World Trade Center, and it was my job to take them both down. Wait, no, cut that out, cut that out! After being greeted with open arms and Twitter HQ, I made my way up the tower and hit the first roadblock not even 10 minutes into this level. An entire floor of nothing but TF2 heavies threatened to tongue punch my fart box, and seeing that my death counter was only at 456, decided they needed to get those rookie numbers up.
This is 10% pain, 20% pain, 15% concentrated power of pain.
Many deaths later, and I had just one enemy left before the next checkpoint. What?
Shit.
Let's see if I did get a checkpoint. I need to take a minute.
Eat some chip.
Are you fucking serious? My stupidity had cost me a lot of mental stability, and it took me another whole hour to get through this small section of the level.
This is 10% pain, 20% pain.
But through my pain, I gained some new, very useful knowledge that would save not only time, but also a small piece of my sanity. It turns out, if you cut off one of these Hammer Bros arms, they disappear faster than a gay man living in Iran. Following this discovery, I was forced to run through the halls from the cyborgs with the pumped up kicks and fight another giant fucking robot. Okay, this is the last one I have to fight. Giving this Amazon Alexa the boot, I decided to take a shortcut up the side of the building and into the next area, where I made a horrifying discovery. It turns out that Sundowner is actually a huge weeb and is selling children's brains on the deep web to fund his very own Japantown garden, staffed with real live WoW Classic nice guys. It also turns out that Platinum Games just seemingly forgot to add checkpoints in this level, and a single error would force me to refight all of the waves of these deodorantless heathens. Eventually, I did what these disappointments parents never did, and used the ancient art of corporal punishment to force them to change their ways, and convince them to watch much more manlier forms of entertainment, like Top Gear or Joe Rogan.
I'm here looking for guys to suck my dick, and there's nothing.
Yeah.
I haven't had a single bite.
Making it out of the Japanese garden with my masculinity weakened from being in the vicinity of femboys and scantily dressed 2D underage women for only even a few minutes, I needed to take a break and suppress my emotions like the red-blooded male that I am. At this point in the recording, I needed a mental health break, and so I went on to play Elden Ring to completion and begin a new game plus. Also, realizing my hypocrisy in saying that I refuse to use a katana and then using one in Elden Ring, I am pleased to say that I have since absolved myself of all sins at the Church of Vows, and now use 2 greatswords in an attempt to appease my ancestors. 2 weeks later, I came back to the challenge and discovered that I had become washed up and couldn't remember any of the controls due to my time in Elden Ring. Dude, I don't know the fucking controls anymore. Luckily for me, the enemies and the camera in this elevator section quickly beat the muscle memory back into my brain, and soon it was my turn to lay a beating on these ne'er-do-wells. It was at this point that the game had decided to mock me and force me to relive my greatest nightmare. Oh my god. Despite the larger fighting area and being pre-lubed up like a slip and slide, I was still not ready to reface the robots, and I was once again hate-fucked into pure misery. Get off of me! Oh my god, dude. But this time, in a few attempts, I had regained my honor and took down Mistral's VTuber avatar without using health packs. With this checkpoint unlocked, I now also had to take down Monsoon's VTuber avatar. Yes! Oh my fucking god. Checkpoint please, checkpoint please, checkpoint please, checkpoint please, checkpoint please, checkpoint please. No fucking way. No fucking way there's no checkpoint. No fucking way there's no checkpoint. Get out of the corner. No! No! Yeah, I lied. There is no goddamn checkpoint. And with that death, I'm sorry to say I once again became submissive and breedable when faced with Mommy Mistral's double-ended bad dragon. Many, and I mean many, deaths later, I had finally gotten past both Mistral and Monsoon without even using health packs, and I brought the death counter all the way up to 630. It was now time to face Sundowner, who thought he could impress me by flexing all the child slaves he had mining cobalt for him.
You see this? I got this from this. Now, hear me out. Some people might say this is a bit unethical.
That kid's you son of a bitch.
But you know what I say to those people? You're poor. Ain't nothing unethical about this stack of cash.
Sundowner explained that the demand for NVIDIA GPUs was high, but the supply of indentured third world children in the Congo was higher, and that cobalt ain't gonna mine itself. After all, the children do yearn for the mines. Now on the rooftops, it was time to pit my fists against Sundowner's arts and crafts style safety scissors he called a weapon. Like Mistral, Sundowner was too scared of my fists and refused to 1v1 me in a fair fight. These helicopters do no damage but are constantly shooting and stunning me, allowing my cave to be splunked, just like the cobalt mines in the Congo.
What do I do, Lord? Destroy the child. Corrupt them all. I'm animated. I'm alive. My heart's big. It's got hot blood going through it fast. I like to fight, too. I like to eat. I like to have children. I'm here. I got a life force. This is a human. This is what we look like. This is what we act like. This is what everybody was like before us. This is what I am.
After a long-fought battle against Sundowner, I managed to take down his cobalt mining business with only 16 deaths, bringing the death counter to 646, and bringing my booty back to its tight, unviolated state. Ending this boss fight, I had to make a quick escape, and I knew that if Dr. could escape the Nuremberg trials for war crimes committed in the former Yugoslavia, then he could help me escape Denver, Colorado. My escape helicopter had been attacked by President Obama's drone strikes, who had mistaken my helicopter for a Middle Eastern children's hospital. These drones had knocked me out of the sky, and I plummeted towards the 10th circle of hell, known otherwise as Denver, Colorado. In this part of the level, I was forced to fight the scariest possible thing in gaming, reused assets. But first, I needed to refill my beverage to prepare for the next encounter. Oh yeah, we're celebrating with some scotch now. Fighting my way through a level that I had already beaten, but this time in reverse, I made my way through what Boris described as relatively light security.
I've located a route with relatively light security.
Relatively light security? What the fuck is that? Oh my fucking god. After getting spit roasted by the light security, my Romanian DNA went into overdrive after I spotted an unstolen vehicle, and I escaped the public campground of Denver with only a bruised hole and a new set of STDs added to my collection. Chapter 6 isn't even a level, it's just a boss fight against Jetstream Sam. Unlike the last time I attempted to tongue punch Sam's fart box, I was beginning to believe in the run, and I knew that not even this absolute hunk of a man could stop me. However, I was still fighting against the weakest Brazilian male, and so like a midget at a urinal, I was gonna have to stay on my toes for this fight. Unlike most of the bullshit in this challenge so far, Sam was a nice change of pace, as the only thing preventing me from succeeding was my skill level, which at this point in the game was as good as it was going to get. No matter what, I wasn't using health packs for this fight, and as I felt the Brazilian wind sweep through my cheeks, I knew I was in for a good fight. The fight was slow, because my fists still deal about the same amount of damage as a piss-soaked slice of bread, but slowly, my fists were starting to wear down Jetstream Chad. Now I ask that you please stand for the singing of Brazil's national anthem.
Show me a good time, Jack.
Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet!
Insignificant fuck! That's a lot of damage.
Stop saying dumbass things! You're not even making sense!
Eventually, I managed to get the upper hand on Sam and killed him with the power of my mind. Sam is such a goddamn Chad that he was willing to fight me and held his own in that fight despite not even having a cyborg body. He doesn't need that shit, he just fights in a tight bodysuit that perfectly complements his juicy ass. As much as I respect Jetstream Sam, I needed to kill him to continue my mission, and despite this unfortunate outcome, it was necessary to pay my respects in my own personal way.
Was this outcome necessary? Evidence.
Yeah, you know what time it is?
I guess AIs don't know.
Beer time. I gotta pour one out for my homeboy Sam. Cheers, bro.
Exists.
With the end of this challenge within my grasp, I was filled with a great determination to beat the only man who stood in my way. Until 15 seconds later when my determination was shattered by the only group of enemies in this level. This cluster of enemies was perfectly designed by the game to fuck me. Hammer Boys to hammer home how dog shit I still was this challenge. Sword Boys to stun lock me until something else killed me. Flying Cunts to fly in from off screen and kill me. And CCTV cameras that were somehow able to distinguish my 6 pixels from its view and fire a storm of bullets that constantly dealt damage while I was fighting all the other bullshit. This group of enemies could damn near be considered a boss fight in this run, and they were determined to stop my mission when I was so close to the finish line. Many more deaths, and I managed to make it through the final gauntlet and make it to Mr. America himself, Senator Armstrong. But before I fought the man himself, the game decided to throw me one last middle finger and forced me to fight Okay, I know the name of the game is Metal Gear, and so it makes sense that there's Metal Gears in it, but fuck man, why is it always giant robots? Armstrong thought he could stop me with this Bed of Chaos wannabe. He doesn't even realize that I've been ass blasted so many times in this challenge that there's nothing he could do to my holes that hasn't already been done to me on the train rides to school in my local city in the early morning hours. Parrying is not an option in this fight, as getting hit by a sword slightly smaller than my shaft still damages me, and so I had to take my young Sheldon Ring knowledge and roll through the danger instead. Keeping this up, all I had to do was take a little off the top and circumcise this robot until I was able to fight Armstrong himself. However, Armstrong knew that giant sex machines were my greatest weakness, and throughout the entire fight he called forth his legion of ass blasters to help me study for the upcoming prostate exam that is the Armstrong boss fight. But what Armstrong didn't know is that I like my beer like I like my violence, domestic, and thanks to the unlocked liquor cabinet, I couldn't feel the sting of Armstrong's metaphoric belt that is the final robot in this godforsaken game.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
With the death of Coctimus Prime here, it was now time to face the only enemy in this game that is a fellow member of the fisting fandom. Senator Armstrong, certified Daddy Dom, host of the best dialogue in this game, and home to the unquestionably fattest ass in the entire game.
Fuck all these lunatic lawyers and ticket-shit bureaucrats! They'll make America great again! Ugh. Ugh.
Oh, man, I don't care what anyone says. If I see this, I'm fucking it. No condom, raw dog, I'm fucking the shit out this bitch.
I knew from previous playthroughs that I just needed to get Armstrong to around 96 health to trigger the next phase, which is a lot easier said than done when every single hit is a one-shot kill from him. But I also failed to remember that Armstrong's superhuman ability is to change the level of melanin in his skin through nanomachines, which allows him to change his race on command, making him a godlike being and becoming immune to accusations of racism. I got him to 96% more than a few times, but as the hours went by and the death counter kept climbing, I was beginning to think there was more to it than that. And after 130 deaths, I looked to the internet for answers as to why I was unable to get past this Muscle Milk sponsored jock. In my research, I discovered that it turns out the way to beat Armstrong in this section is to play like a complete pussy and run away to the other side of the arena for 3 minutes. Hey, I'm over here. Oh, monkey man, can't hit me. Get over here. Yay, fuck you, bitch. I'm running away. What are you going to do about it? After this hidden timer ends, the next phase starts regardless of how much health he has left. Come on. Surely it's been like 2 minutes by now. Come on. Yes! Oh my fucking god. Finally. Fuck me. Oh my god. 870 fucking deaths to get here. Yes. Yes. The meme. Yes. Armstrong may be able to change teams on command, but he stood no chance in my fight or flight response, in which I chose flight every time. With this phase finally over, after 142 deaths, it was time to fight the final battle of this game. Now that the end of the game was within my grasp, I was fueled once again by my good friend ethyl alcohol and the greatest song in this game playing in the background, and I felt ready to take on the King of Fisters himself. America Man still one-shot me, and so my only option was to play perfectly for the next 15 minutes, and what follows is the extreme fisting of a man with nothing to lose and everything to gain. Eventually, I made it to the halfway point of the fight, where Armstrong went full 8-brain and relied on throwing his shit at me, but not even this could stop me. Oh! What the fuck? What was that? What? Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, that is real. I have about 1 second to react because I was unable to purchase any upgrades for some reason. But no biggie. Now that I know what to expect, it'll be much easier the next time. Don't fuck it up. What the fuck, dude? Oh my god. Okay, what the actual fuck is that? I can't even see where I'm supposed to cut. I've got no time to react, and no, the alcohol is not helping, but the game is supposed to slow down for this part and allow me to cut them, but it just doesn't. It was at this point that I decided I needed to look into why I had nothing unlocked in the shop. No health upgrades, no fuel upgrades, no damage upgrades, and as I scanned through the internet, I found about 3 other people who had the same issue, and it turns out that it's an extremely rare bug. To fix it, all I had to do was replay the entire game. What the fuck? At this point, I entered DEF CON 1 and decided it was time to get involved. I was about to do something drastic, and my plan was to edit the game files to allow myself to purchase the upgrades through the shop, which had been broken by this bug. We gotta fucking hacker man the shit out of it. Oh no. Never mind. Oh, okay, so that didn't work either. Well, maybe I can just get past the part by getting good. Nope! The rubble is too fucking close to see where I need to cut, and I don't have enough time to line up the cuts because I have no upgrades. There was a save file that I could download that had everything unlocked but not purchased, so I could just purchase the upgrades to where I was, plus the upgrades I should have unlocked, but I felt that was crossing the line of cheating, and so I went back to fighting. After attempting this boss fight many more times, I conceded defeat and used health packs to brute force my way through the rubble section. I only used health packs to get past the rubble section, and I didn't use them for the rest of the fight, but this didn't change the fact that I still used them. I know, it pains me too. I hadn't used health packs since grad, and I really didn't want to use them for the final boss at all. I could get past everything he threw at me without health packs except the shit he literally threw at me. So yes, I used health packs for the third and final time of this run. Oh my god, no fucking way. Hold up. No fucking way, dude. Oh my god. No fucking way. Oh, yes! Oh my fucking god! I cannot express how happy I felt to finally watch Raiden crush Armstrong's heart with his bare hands. I completed this challenge with 1,107 deaths, and confirmed it is possible to beat Metal Gear Rising without a sword on Revengeance difficulty. But I was unable to do it without using health packs due to a mixture of me being bad and this stupid ass glitch that stopped me from purchasing well-needed upgrades. Maybe in the future, someone better than me will do this challenge without using health packs, or even do it deathless. But if you've made it this far into my BDSM session, then I know why you're here. You're here to see me get punished for using health packs 3 times in the run, and so I will give the pleasure of giving that punishment over to my roommate as promised.
Alright. How many health packs did you use, boy?
I used 3.
Basically, got shot 3 times.
Fuck.
We got both legs on that one, boy. He's going for another. Right in the ass. He gets one more. We're just gonna get over with real quick. It's gonna suck.
Fuck.
There we go. Look at that. Look at this man's. He's got the other ones are in not YouTube appropriate areas, I believe. There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Roommate, for delivering my punishment, and thank you all so much for watching. I made these videos purely because I enjoy editing and to make my friends laugh, and I hope I made you laugh as well. I plan to do more videos like this in the future, so if you did enjoy, feel free to subscribe, but thank you all for watching, and have a great night.